Welcome everybody to the Habs360 podcast featured on all Habs. I'm Chris G and you can follow me on Twitter at ChrisG1980. This week's podcast was hosted by me, Peter G and George. On this week's episode that aired live on January 19th, we spoke about the fact that PK Subban hasn't signed a contract on game day of game number 1. Let's start with George and his comments on the whole situation.
Every excellent organization set standards to which all employees must abide to. How does this translate to the NHL? The good NHL teams, like the Detroit Red Wings, set standards. For example, no player can make more money than Nicholas Lidstrom. When you sign with the Detroit Red Wings, you know that you will not make more money than Nicholas Lidstrom. Now you're probably wondering, where the hell am I going with this? Well, the Montreal Canadiens want to set these sort of standards. Now, according to the information we have at hand, it's not the amount of money that the Canadiens are offering that's bothering PK, but it's the number of years. The Montreal Canadiens feel, as past administrations have also believed, that after your first professional contract, you move into a transitional contract, and if you do well in that contract, then you get the big contract. We did it for Carey Price, we did it for Max Pacioretty, and I believe we also did it for Josh Jordas. Why is PK Subban any different? What's so special about PK Subban? No one player is more important than the team. And when I mean you, I'm talking about PK Subban. You are part of the team. Therefore, I suggest you swallow your pride, you accept the terms offered to you by the team, prove yourself that you are worth the money that you're getting, and then ask for the long-term contract. And if PK can't understand that, then, in my opinion, the Habs have no choice but to get rid of him. Because if they give in to his demands and offer him a long-term contract, PK Subban will be nothing but a distraction in the dressing room. Because we are all humans, hockey players are humans, and then there will be jealousy. Oh, why did PK get favoritism, get the long-term contract? I had to go through this and that. It's only going to create more problems if the Habs give in to PK's demands.
So throw out a number. If you're Mark Bergevin, what's the length and the money you're giving to PK?
Listen, I'm not going to speculate on the money because apparently the money is not the issue. But the length, it's 2 years. That's the club policy. Take it or leave it. 2 years.
So Peter, so now like the season starting tonight, you're in Mark Bergevin's shoes. What do you do? Is an option, like George said, is you trade him. You think the Canadiens should be at that point where they should trade PK Subban? What do you think should Bergevin do with his and the team?
Well, no, trade is really worst case scenario. I mean, you don't trade because first of all, you're not going to get full value for this guy. Everybody knows you're stuck with him, so they're not going to give you the greatest offer possible. If I'm Bergevin, no matter how the team does as of now, I mean, let's say worst case scenario, 5 games into the season, they're 0-5. You still gotta. It depends what Mark Bergevin has as a plan. If he has set a standard where a player of that age who's still in RFA will not be getting a big contract, well, he's got to stick to it no matter what the results are on the ice and not feel the pressure from the fans and the media and just go by his convictions and go by his plan and stick to the plan.
And like you said, speaking about the fans, Thursday night at the scrimmage at the Bell Center, there was a chant. The fans saying, "We want PK, we want PK." So let's say tonight or the first couple of games, Canadiens come out on a 2-game losing streak. There's a good chance that the Canadiens are going to get a lot more pressure from the public wanting PK Subban. Won't that make it hard for Bergevin, or at what point for Molson to go up to Bergevin and tell him, do what it takes to sign this guy?
No, first of all, the owner does not have to get involved. I mean, he's hired Marc Bergevin to do a job. You have to give him carte blanche, like Bob Gainey used to say, and let him go the way he wants to. If he thinks that PK's demands are too high, you gotta eventually negotiate down to what's best for the team.
And give us your thoughts. Our Twitter account is at Habs360, and George sent a tweet and disagrees with you. Well, it's Mark 2057. He says, sign him for what he wants. Don Meehan is a fair agent. Fair market value for PK is what everyone else is getting. That's one comment that was made by Mark. Another comment we received on Twitter from Paul J. Michaels, who says, sign him or trade him, but don't wait forever. Well, which is, I think it's fair. How long are you going to wait with PK Subban? Manny from Terrebonne, who is a Leafs fan, sorry, I just needed to specify that, said if PK doesn't take one for the team and gets $5 million a year, Darnell gets prorated 70 points this year. How much for him at the end of the season? And with Plekanec at $5 million and Darnell at $3 million, I think the Canadiens are in trouble with the cap space. So that should also be taken into account by Bergevin.
Well, that's it. He's making reference to David Desharnais, who's on his final year of his contract and becomes RFA at the end of the season. He's only making $850,000. So if he's got another great season like last year, playing top minutes with the team with Pacioretty and Cole, you know that this salary of $850 is going to get easily tripled, maybe quadrupled. So less cap space for the team, and you got to take that into consideration.
We also have mixed Hab is a Twitter handle. It's Jeff Cronin. He says, Marc Bergevin is all about room chemistry. I think he's worried that PK is about PK and not good for the chemistry. Trade wouldn't surprise me. Then we also have the real, the real Iron Man. He says Bergevin should sign him. You can't trade the face. It's the franchise for years to come. So you can't trade a superstar player, according to Brandon. And then let's see. Oh, then we have Frankie _Montana. He says, depends on PK, his agent, and their attitude. If they ask too much, which he specifies is more than $3.5 million a year, then I say trade him. If not, ink him now. So let's see. I just want to see if there's any more. We also have one more reaction. It's from M_S LeBlanc, who is not a PK Subban fan even before this whole situation started, and thinks that PK Subban is bad for the chemistry of the team and the Canadiens should get rid of him. And George, so you think if when PK Subban comes back, no matter the amount of the years, no matter the dollar sign, do you think PK has become a distraction?
At this point, yes. I mean, how could you start the season without your number two defenseman? I mean, imagine now you're a player for the Habs, okay? And we know PK has had his problems in the dressing room. You start the season, you did the training camp, you work hard, and all of a sudden, in walks in Mr. PK Hotshot himself. How does that make you feel, Chris? You're like, oh, this guy, yeah. Are you happy to see him? Or you're like, oh, shit, this guy now. We have to deal with this punk. Or else, if anything, the contract dispute should have been settled long before. He's a restricted free agent, should have been a no-brainer, should have been done quickly and efficiently instead of dragging on forever and ever. Yeah, mind you, we had the lockout, but still, it could have been resolved way before that.
I hope you enjoyed a sample of this week's podcast. To listen to the entire podcast, click on the link on this page or search Habs360 in one word on iTunes. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Habs360, and we follow back everyone. You can follow me on Twitter at ChrisG1980, and you can follow Peter at Peter Galanos. Have a good week, and we will talk to you on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Take care.